comes up, twirls in the air. He's like 100 feet in the air, and he's just like, it just like blew electricity everywhere. It was so awesome. But I guess, understandably so, he's just a man. He lost it. He had just Gamora and him just confessed their love to one another for the first time on screen. They shared their first kiss that they've ever had just right before that. Lost her, thought he lost her, sees him again, goes, oh, I'm going to get him back because I got this guy now. Finds out that all that effort to save Gamora was for nothing and ends up just punching Thanos in the face. He woke up, got up everyone, ruined everything, and then you get the best, most awesome. Thanos throws a moon at
Oh my god!
Yeah, he did.
I forgot about that.
Thanos. He goes, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
That was like straight fucking Mortal Kombat, like ultimate move. Like, here comes the move.
Like fatality, dude. Like that was so mind blowing. Like I'm like, I couldn't believe that it existed. I couldn't believe. I'm just like, wow, Thanos threw a moon at like, it's so awesome. He was out for a while, and then Doctor Strange, man, killing it. Oh, so he comes up, deflects it, uses like these crystals, and then he brings it back. Or before that, I loved when so I'm nerding out right now. I loved when Iron Man was like pew 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 with all the missiles, and he catches it all in his gauntlet, and then throws it all back like. That visually was amazing with all the fire coming out of his gauntlet. Took something else and then sent like a bunch of bats at Iron Man.
Yeah, that was sick.
Do you think that was a super meta nod to the Batman Iron Man crossover?
No,
I don't know about that.
No,
every single time that there's a crossover between DC and Marvel, whether it's canon or whether it's not canon, whether it's anything, it's always who would win in a fight, Iron Man or Batman. I thought bats were an interesting choice. Why bats?
I'll give you that.
Actually, I will go as far to say as this is the first time you've ever seen bats in the MCU.
I mean, I can't argue that, so I don't know what you're me.
So, but then.
That's a good argument. I can't think of any bats.
Why bats, man? It was just interesting. Yeah. And you know, Iron Man is the Batman of the Marvel universe. Maybe I'm going too meta, but Doctor Strange does his awesome crystal thing and brings it right back. Thanos takes it, throws it back at him, and then he makes it just butterflies. And I was just like, why is this beautiful? Like, why is this so beautiful? So cool. And then right after that, Doctor Strange goes holy shit mode, gets like 1,000 arms, and they're all doing this crazy Naruto stuff. And I was just like, this is awesome. Then he multiplies and becomes like 1,000,000 of himself.
So
awesome.
This is weird. I think we've mentioned anime. Like I'm not an anime fan, really.
We've mentioned.
I'm not a fan of anime. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I just love combining
Dragon Ball Z for life, though. Oh my god. But we've mentioned it a few times.
And before the podcast even started, we were talking about
it. Like how this just relates to anime. And like he literally, what is it called? Like shadow clone jutsu? Like he just like appeared around Thanos.
So awesome. I was actually, I was really upset that ended so quickly. And they threw his whips at him and he was like, ah. And I was just like, oh, I want more Doctor Strange. It was so cool.
More Doctor Strange.
It was
more
so cool. I mean, I really think that he was a standout character in this movie.
Oh,
I think
for sure.
that if there was anyone, like in Civil War, I think Ant-Man stood out and you were just like, oh my god. Who knew that Ant-Man was going to be this awesome?
Honestly,
and this was the same thing. Who knew Doctor Strange was going to be this freaking cool?
I think that's kind of why Ant-Man wasn't really included in this, because
I didn't miss him.
When everyone's in Wakanda and there's all like the little pig beasts that are like coming through the gate, like Ant-Man could have just become Giant Man and just crushed everything.
Yeah.
He hit the ceiling.
Yeah, well, I guess so.
He wouldn't. That's funny. I wonder how high those actually are. That's a funny point.
Well, we saw the big alien-looking District 9-looking guy end up shooting up, attached to a hand.
The Hulkbuster hand.
Yeah, attached to the Hulkbuster hand and just
so
disintegrated.
Cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
So,
again, another like really overly like violent thing for a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
You know,
they really they set the stakes, and they set like, hey, we know you're 9, but you're gonna cry, and this is real. Like,
everyone's dead. Sorry, kid. Here's a lollipop. Just kidding. No lollipop.
So we go after that whole Doctor Strange thing. It ends up being Iron Man versus Thanos, like this one-on-one, and that's when the nanotech starts to really shine, and you see things morphing into different weapons right then and there, and it was really cool. And we got what we thought was going to be the end of Iron Man. They really faked us out there. I didn't mind that they faked us out because they faked us out during a fake out. Everyone thought Iron Man was going to die. Surprise, he didn't. You know what I mean? So I didn't mind that at all. But that stab, man.
Yeah.
I felt it. I was like, oh god. And everyone in the theater went, like they thought it was coming, and I was like, no way. He's gotta reconcile with Cap. The Avengers gotta assemble one more time. Like they gotta do this. So I didn't think he was gonna go right then and there, but they really threw me for a loop. I thought it was gonna happen, and that's when Thanos delivers another one of my favorite lines, and he goes, "You have my respect, Stark." Leaves, and then truly in fashion of Doctor Strange, gives up the Time Stone for his life in bargains. And if you didn't see Doctor Strange, that's how he defeated
Dormammu.
Dormammu in his movie. He goes, "I've come to bargain," and that was true.
Which was so funny.
I really enjoyed that.
That
because
was
it's
so
like,
great.
how many times can you have a character punch someone in the face? You know what I mean? Like, can we have a different type of ending? And he ended by closing a deal with him, and I thought that was really cool. And he did the same thing with Thanos. And maybe to your point of why only one? It was so cliche and whatever. The fact that there was always one, he said, we're in the end game now, which meant this is the one thing that we could possibly do in order to save, like, the only possible outcome for us to win. I have to give him the stone, because if you die, we can't win. We need you.
And he knows this too.
Yeah, because he saw it.
Yeah,
he saw it happen. So the fact that he gave it up and was just like, here, everyone was like, no, why are you doing that? Iron Man was like, no, why are you doing that? He goes, no, like, I know this for a fact. I saw the future.
Yeah.
I need to give this guy the stone right now.
Yeah.
And everything looks bleak. And we're at Wakanda, which is where the savage beasts end up coming in.
Yep.
Really cool visually when they attacked, and Iron Man and Black Panther end up just sprinting together ahead of everybody. Yeah. I thought that was really, really cool.
Oh, yeah, Captain America just comes out from, like, the back, just, like, speed running.
And, you said, you'd be like, these are super soldiers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have another thing that I really loved about the scene when they're on Titan fighting is that there wasn't collapsing buildings and people going around screaming and explosions everywhere because they're civilians. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It was just them. I loved it. I hate these scenes where like buildings are falling and they have to save civilians and there's fires and there's just like all of this stuff. There's cars flipping. I hate all that spectacle stuff.
It's unnecessary.
Give me a fight,
like
a contained fight.
Yeah, like we don't care like how Captain America needs to like save these people. I just want to see him.
At least not on such a grand scale.
Yeah.
If it's a smaller, contained movie, you know what I mean? I mean, that's Spider-Man stuff. Like, Spider-Man's known for kind of being like, all right, I'm going to protect you, I'm going to protect you, I'm going to protect you, I'm going to do all of this. But Spider-Man's known for, like, taking out thugs and, like punching muggers in the face when they steal ladies' purses. You know what I mean? Like, that was the best part of the GameCube video game. You know what I mean?
Oh, my God.
I loved that video game.
That was beautiful.
But... again, with this, I'm not a huge fan of just like an all-out battle where everyone's just like, ah!
Let me tell you.
I like hand-to-hand combat. Like
that was
like
kind of
Winter Soldier. Like I like stuff like that.
It was kind of like Lord of the Ringsy, like Minas Tirith, or was it the Battle of? Anyways, it was very Lord of the Ringsy.
Like The Hobbit or something.
Yeah. One of my least favorite lines was during that scene. It was when Proxima Midnight is about to kill Black Widow, I think. And she's like, oh no, I think it was Scarlet Witch, actually. But she was like, you're gonna die alone. And it's like, obviously she's not gonna die alone. There's like literally everyone in the Marvel universe is right here. It's like, nobody cares about you. It's like, no.
That was the female power moment.
Right.
That was the, she's not alone, girl power. And that's when, I forget her name, but
Black Panther?
The Black Panther's advisor, the bald girl from Walking Dead. She's there. Yeah. She was the best part of that movie.
That was her?
Oh,
yeah.
What? Oh, yeah, Denai. I don't know her last name, but her first name's Denai.
Oh, yeah. Well, Denai and Black Widow and Scarlet Witch all...
fighting Domina.
Fighting this girl. The only one who appeared obviously CG to me.
Yeah, well...
Like her jaw... Everything. I still think she looked good. She wasn't Steppenwolf. But I thought she looked... I thought out of all of them, she's the one who looked most fake. But I thought they all looked, pretty damn good for the most part.
Yeah.
She looks very World of Warcraft.
Yeah, you're right. She looks super WoW.
Yeah. Well, it's weird because you have they're all very different looking things. So you have one guy who's like an elf, Green Goblin person, and then you have Squidward, and then you have...
The giant one,
who gets iron fisted into the universe,
yeah.
Or the top of Wakanda. Sorry, but yeah, like, and then you have this person who looks kind of like they're from Cradle of Filth. It's just like they have like black makeup, and but yeah, it's I don't know. I'm kind of with you there. It's like kind of weird to look at her, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it was still, and again, we're cutting this. I loved this sequence. I'm not a huge fan of the grand battles because, the hand-to-hand combat that we got in the Winter Soldier and Civil War, goddamn. That is really fun stuff. And it's that martial arts style that the Russo brothers really bring to the table when it comes to these Marvel movies. And we didn't get much of that. Actually, Cap didn't really do much of anything. He just kind of
like
ground
I have
and pound.
2 shields
Yeah,
instead
just
of
ground
1.
and pound, which was fine. Like the next one's going to be focused on Cap. You know what I mean? Like Cap is going to get his, he's going to get his screen time.
He's going to get his shield back.
The Hulk is going to get, his rematch with Thanos. Like everyone who didn't get their dues this time is going to get their dues in the next movie for sure.
Yeah.
I was really surprised with how cool everything that War Machine did. When he was up there and he was sending all of the missiles and the explosives down, it looked so great. I thought it looked really, really cool.
And it's a good throwback to see what, like, Iron Man, because he's basically Iron Man.
Yeah.
It's a good throwback to see what Iron Man was at some point, because I know we're, like, kind of iffy on the nano suit. Mm-hmm. So it was cool to see, the classic suit again.
Yeah, it was.
Minus the machine gun and,
Yeah.
silver.
What else happened there? Anything, we already mentioned Hulk fighting or Bruce Banner in the Hulkbuster suit, wherever he got it. Yeah. Fighting the larger kind of henchman there, exploding up in the shield.
So one thing that bothered me, and it might just be because I haven't seen the other Marvel movies, is I really wanted to see the Hulk burst out of the suit.
Yeah.
Like as the Hulk, you know what I mean?
Cool.
That was your Iron Giant. That would
have been my Iron Giant moment. That would have been sick. And I don't know if it's just something that's never going to be done or if it's something that's already been done, but
it was. I mean, that is an interesting thing. That is a unique moment that may not happen again. You know what I mean? Bruce Banner inside of the Hulkbuster suit. What I'm actually... so in the comics, they do this thing where they actually separate the Hulk and Bruce so that they're two different people. So that the Hulk is the Hulk all the time. And Bruce is Bruce all the time. I think they might do something super crazy in the next movie. And maybe do something like that. Because the Hulk is developing his own personality and they're talking with one another now. Yeah. He's not just like this crazy alter ego. He has a personality... and he has a say in what happens now, because now he's feeling fear. He's becoming more of a character and less of a mindless whatever.
Yep.
So he's like, maybe he'll say, I need to be more powerful in order to fight Thanos. And maybe he'll go gray or red. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From the comics. That'd be kind of cool.
I mean, I really don't know the origin of, like, Red Hulk or...
It's not that.
Oh, yeah.
It's not that. I just know that in Age of Ultron, they said that when Scarlet Witch kind of went crazy on Bruce Banner's mind and he went nuts, they said that they almost made him go Grey Hulk in that moment because of how angry he was. That's not how the Hulk works, but it would have just been a cool nod to the comics to be like, hey, Grey Hulk is here.
Is that Grey Hulk's thing? Does he just turn gray when he's really angry?
No, not at all. That's not how the Grey Hulk works at all. It actually, Grey Hulk, he was originally gray. I think I read this when I was a lot younger. The Hulk was originally gray, and the first original origins or issues of the Hulk comic, he was gray. And they said, whatever the artist is, was it Kirby who designed the Hulk? I'm not sure. But he said when he designed the Hulk that his, whatever it was, a marker or anything.
It was Jack Kirby who created him.
Yeah, Jack Kirby.
Well, and Stan Lee, of course, but.
Yeah. Said his marker ran out of ink, and he grabbed the green one.
Nope.
And they ended up liking it.
No, it says literally Grey Hulk was the original Hulk. Stan Lee wanted the Hulk to be gray, but due to ink problems, his color just changed to green. It was a printing issue. It wasn't like they didn't just decide, and then they just kept it after it printed that way.
Yeah.
It was like truly just a mistake. And they
I was close.
For sure.
Yeah. Close. But yeah, so he was original, and I think it would just be really cool because they're changing a lot of things from the comic books inside this. But it's cool. So what if, they just take this Grey Hulk or the Red Hulk, which I'm unclear on his origin too. I know the Grey Hulk better than I do the Red Hulk, but I know he's been in the comics. I mean the cartoon series and things like that. What if they just say, this is what's going to happen. You're going to get the Grey Hulk now, and he's going to be like the super crazy version. In the original Hulk, which was in the first Hulk movie that wasn't even MCU.
2002.
Yeah.
Okay. Great GameCube game, by the way.
I also enjoyed that game because you could just destroy things.
yeah.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
But in that movie, the angrier he got, the larger he got. Like, if you remember, they had this foam that they froze him into, and he got more angry, and he got even bigger and bigger. That's actually how the Hulk works. Like, if he's fighting you and you get angrier and angrier, he does nothing but grow in strength, and he gets larger. So it seems that this Hulk has strength, and then that's how strong he is. He doesn't get stronger with anger. He doesn't get bigger with anger. So that's a part of the Hulk that I think they might introduce.
So just for continuity and clarity's sake, Grey Hulk was the OG issue 1 Hulk, and Red Hulk isn't Hulk at all. It's Thunderbolt Ross. It's a completely different character.
Ross gets that's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I also remember that because I read a comic when I was a kid. Grey Hulk meets the Green Hulk.
Really? Interesting.
I have no recollection.
I nerd out like X-Men. Like with X-Men, I nerd out about the same type of stuff.
Anyway, that would be neat.
No proof.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get back into this.
definitive
We're
proof.
at
Move
like
on.
2 hours now.
Maybe.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
So,
You guys are still listening. We love you.
so,
I hope you love us too.
Thanos gets to the, Wakanda. Oh, Thor's entrance, man.
Bring me
Thanos! So good, dude. And if you like Thor Ragnarok, dude, can we watch it together?
Can we?
Jesus, yes.
That was a dope
I do need to see that.
When he came up, and this was the only other applause break in my theater. Both showings, everyone went crazy and clapped when he was there. The music was so good. He comes up, he's throwing it, it's just murdering and saving everyone, and he goes, bring me Thanos, comes up, twirls in the air, he's like 100 feet in the air, and he's just like, and just like blew electricity everywhere. It was so awesome.
Well, it goes to show how important Thor is to everything.
How powerful he is in comparison.
He is the boss.
He just takes out the whole fucking army in
in 1 second.
3 seconds.
And then he came real close to killing Thanos too.
Yep.
But then everyone gets there. I mean, he's got the stone. He's he's phasing Hulk into rocks. Everyone's just like, nope, nope, nope. I'm Thanos. And Scarlet Witch, she's doing it. She's like, I got to sacrifice. But she waited too long. He comes back. And even then, he's just like, I know my child.
Yep.
Brings it back. And then Scarlet Witch has to murder the one she loves. Watch him come back to life. And then watch him murdered again.
That was tough.
And I was like, wow.
Yeah,
That's bad. And then he went all gray. And just fell to the
when
ground.
When Thanos ripped that out of his head, I felt that.
He did it so quickly, too. Like, she spent so much time, or what felt like so much time, truthfully, I don't even know, trying to kill him. And Thanos just goes I'm bringing you back, and then he just goes, boop!
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're done. You're done, boy.
Yeah.
So, he's got all of it. Thor comes real close. Oh, should have aimed for the head.
Yeah, that was...
And got the finger snap. And that's...
he
ends up in this same puddle that he was for the Soul Stone, almost. Sees his daughter, the baby version of Gamora. Goes, did you do it? He goes, yeah. She goes, what did it cost? He goes, everything. And I'm like, oh, Thanos, I love you. Wait a second. Wait. No, I don't. You know what I mean? Yeah. I thought that was a
that really confused me because, like, he it seemed like he was, like, he felt the compassion there for what he had done. And I just don't know how I felt about it because I'm like, yeah, you recognize what you did, but, like, what?
I don't think he recognized what he did. I think he's happy about what he did, but he had to he had to destroy everything that he loved in order to get there, which is what makes him the antagonist and what makes protagonist because they don't trade lives, which was a huge.
I didn't know that the finger snap was a literal thing. I thought that was just
he does that in the comics.
I didn't know that was literal either. I thought he was just like, I could destroy this world. And I was like, I thought he was just making a metaphorical
statement. And then he was
statement.
like, actually, like...
And then he does it, and then just like...
He comes back. Did you guys notice that the gauntlet was like toast after that?
Yeah, what was that about?
I think he just used so much power with the Infinity Stones that the gauntlet was like we've been through a lot.
I'm gonna have to see this movie again. Like we're just described. I only saw it once, and usually I don't see movies again because I don't want to like ruin it for myself. But we're like describing all these battle scenes and like all these awesome things about the movie, and like I want to go see it.
I want to go back and see it. I just saw it in a regular theater. I want to go see it at IMAX 3D now because you saw it IMAX 3D, right?
I saw it IMAX 3D. I'm actually not a huge fan of 3D. I'd much rather have like a standard movie, but this was great. I mean, we're getting to the point where 3D isn't obnoxious anymore.
Right.
It's just it adds a little bit of depth.
I think
I didn't find it like jarring or hard to follow at all.
Right.
But I was back row. Like completely back, which was perfect for IMAX 3D.
Yeah, that's good
in
for
my
3D.
opinion.
Yeah, I saw Prometheus in 3D, and that blew me away. So it just depends on the movie.
Yeah, some movies are good for it, some not so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, then he does exactly what he says he's going to do, and he watches the sun rise on a day where half of humanity is gone, and it winds up with all of our half of our heroes getting killed, conveniently not the main cast.
So I want to hear theories because I'm disconnected from this. Yeah, I don't really have. There's so many possibilities.
Okay.
So educated theories.
I'm ready. So basically, since Disney has acquired Fox, I'm assuming, not assuming, this is my theory, they're gonna bring the Fantastic Four back. And I think maybe like the loss of life or like the sense of power in the universe or whatever is gonna attract something worse, like Galactus or who is it? Kang the Conqueror or whatever. I don't really know what he's about. But like my point is someone like badder than Thanos that they need to like kind of team up with Thanos or something. I don't know, like greater threat.
Oh, yeah.
And
see your logic.
But and also the X-Men. Like the X-Men could come back. That
a whole different can of worms too, though.
Yeah,
I mean, just the X-Men. Like you take the X-Men roster, is this movie's roster. Like, the X-Men could have their entire own universe, which they do, technically. But, like, if you just line up all of the mutants, I mean, you could have a movie that is just as big a scale with this and not have any of the main cast and just have mutants, because there's so many of them.
But, like, think of how dope that would be if you see Captain America and then, you know, whoever's left, like, have a final stand against Thanos, and then out of nowhere you see, like, Cyclops' freaking, like, eye beams, just like...
I think if Wolverine showed up, I would probably laugh, though. Because, like, in comparing Wolverine to Thanos, it's just like, oh my god, like, go home.
They should totally do the yellow costume, though. With, like, they should totally... I don't care how ridiculous it looks.
They should do like, the old school, like the 1950s, like, black, like, sex goggles.
Oh, my God. Yeah, see, but there's so many, like, awesome options. Like, even Magneto. You can have, like, Magneto come down from the sky and be like, oh, by the way...
Which is like, Dad?
Yeah. Yes, it's me. Time to win now.
More fatherhood
themes more fathers.
Inside
it's all about
these movies.
Avengers, Infinity War, fathers. Infinity Fathers.
The one thing I'll always have a problem... The one thing I'll always have a problem with Thanos, though, is the fact that he has time, he has space, he has mind, he has soul... Like,
he's so powerful.
How do you get anything by him? Like, how did they even come so close in the first place?
It's gonna be the girl power, man. It's gonna be the girl power.
Yeah. Seriously though, no. If there's anyone, it's gonna be Captain Marvel.
I mean, that's what the movie hinted at. Like, we're gonna get Captain Marvel. I would say, I don't know if just like, I think bringing in an entire franchise like all the Fantastic Four or all of the X-Men. And I would say maybe like a cameo from a lone Fox member. Might I say the Silver Surfer? I think that would be a really cool thing to throw in there.
Human Torch and Spider-Man are like best buds too.
They could do. How cool would it be if Cap died and then Cap came and Chris Evans came back as the Human Torch, just like he, because Steve Rogers. I mean, I keep calling him Steve Rogers. He's such my Captain America now.
Well,
Chris Evans played the Human Torch in Fantastic Four.
I totally forgot that.
What if they went crazy and everyone and Deadpool was making jokes, be like Cap, and he's like, "What are you talking about? I'm the Human Torch."
Well, maybe that's their plan, to like kill off all these awesome characters and then like bring in Deadpool and like all these random people that you wouldn't expect.
I don't think you're gonna see Deadpool in this movie because I think that they're gonna keep Deadpool to his own franchise.
I think Deadpool will have his own franchise, but he'll definitely have cameos, and he'll break the fourth wall in this movie. And be like, oh, can I not swear? Sorry. And he'll fight swearing the entire time. He goes, mother, sorry. And then every once in a while, like Wolverine will be there too, and he's just like, I don't give a shit. And he's gonna be like, why can this guy swear? What in the ass? You know what I mean? Like, he'll totally Deadpool it out. But you could totally pull it off, but the way that they're going to be able to pull it off is him realizing that it's a kid's movie and him needing to be more appropriate and trying to fight it the whole time, which will become comical in and of itself.
But like, you could see that happening though, right?
I can see it happening.
Yeah.
I mean,
I kind of can't though.
Sorry.
Maybe I truly can't, because I don't remember who I had this conversation with earlier. Maybe it was you, Evan. This movie's so self-aware of its own universe, but Deadpool is so self-aware of our universe, like life in real life, and I don't know that they would ever really want to mix those two things in such a way, because it might end up just being too comedic.
I agree.
I would love to see it happen. Don't get me wrong.
If anything, it would be like a minute or like.
He'd have to be like so snippety in there.
I see what you're getting at though, because if we know Deadpool as like making jabs at Americans, not just Americans, but like humans in general. The real world.
But also X-Men.
So like, if you were to make the jump and put him in something like this, where it's all superheroes,
it brings you out.
Yeah.
I get that. It would be a risk, but at the same time, all of this has been a risk. Yeah. You know what I mean? So if they are going to go for it, I'd say they go for it. And if they do it, they're confident that they're going to have a good way in order to do it. I think that it's clear that obviously we see most of our like second phase Marvel characters go away, with the exception of Rocket and War Machine that are still alive. But everyone else, other than the main cast, is gone. We still have Cap, we still have Thor, we still have Iron Man, we have Black Widow, War Machine, Rocket, and I think that's it.
Who do you think Captain Marvel is going to bring with her?
I don't know.
Because she's not coming along. You think she's going to come along?
I think she'll probably team up with the original Avengers, and I think that the original Avengers will make the ultimate sacrifice in order to save the rest of the world. They will probably take a back seat, and then Spider-Man will become the new face of the new Avengers, much like Iron Man has, and all of these other secondary heroes like Winter Soldier, Falcon, War Machine, Spider-Man, Captain Marvel, the Guardians of the Galaxy, all of these guys are then going to become the new Avengers, and all these other guys are going to end up retiring. That's why they stuck them around, so they can make the ultimate sacrifice for the young.
Yeah, because they put like a little bit of a plug in there that maybe like honorary X-Men. Like there's honorary X-Men, there's honorary Avengers. Like when he knights Spider-Man, and that like he that's in my opinion, that's like he's an honorary Avenger. Yeah. So he's going to become. I think he could become a real Avenger.
I think that it's really clear that they've been hyping up Spider-Man to be the new Iron Man. Even with the tech inside of his suit, with just how likable his character is. I mean, I'd say that people love Tom Holland. It's not as refined because Tony Stark has been see, I call these actors by Tony Stark because they just are now. Obviously, it's more refined because Robert Downey Jr. has been doing this for literally 10 years now. He's been Iron Man for 10 years.
He said he's done, too, right?
Yeah, after the next movie. I mean, his contract's up at least. That doesn't mean that he won't be done. He couldn't make a cameo in a couple of the movies.
Nobody else can be Iron Man.
We have in another 10 years, like, crazy Mega Ultra Infinity Wars, and then he cameos as like a 60-year-old man in a badass Iron Man suit.
I used to be Iron once.
Yeah.
I want to see Tropic Thunder too, so I think he can take a break for a little
bit. He made so many jokes during this movie about Tropic Thunder. He's like, I just can't see him not as Tropic Thunder right now. And I'm like, that is so
because I haven't seen any of the Iron Man movies, so like the last thing I've really seen.
What have you seen in the MCU?
Truthfully, nothing. I assume.
No, I've seen the original Spider-Man, the original Hulk,
Homecoming.
No.
Oh, so
Tobey Maguire
was the only one.
Tobey Maguire.
Oh, so MCU. I'm talking about this universe.
Guys.
Not sure.
I know I'm your guest, and I don't want to be rude.
Rude.
I have to go pee, like, now.
Let's, like, immediately, or can we wrap this up?
No, just go. Just escape. We'll keep talking.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll wind it down, and we'll give.
Just pull Justin. I didn't even announce it.
Yeah.
That's just not what I do.
So, obviously, twist the lock.
I got it.
Nice.
Deadbolts, man.
Pure comedy. We get in.
We have a smart lock.
We obviously know. So Black Panther disappears.
Yep.
Spider-Man disappears.
Yep.
We know they're coming back for sequel movies. A lot of people are just like, it's silly because I know that they're gonna come back. So there wasn't really any real emotional weight. I find it's just like, yeah, obviously we know it's gonna come back, but this movie was entertaining and compelling enough where I care about how they're gonna come back. Like, I'm dying to know. Tony Stark is stranded on Titan. How's he gonna get home?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's stranded on Titan all alone. I think about 2008 Iron Man when he had to build something to get him off, to get him out of there in the cave. Like, is he gonna have to go back to basics with a cracked, broken Iron Man suit and like fashion together something on Titan to get him back to Earth? You know what I mean? Like, all of these things. It's just like, is he gonna go to Aunt May? Like, is he gonna explain what happened to Aunt May when she's like, where the hell is Peter? Is Aunt May even still around? Like, is the president still around? Like, is there Congress? I'm just excited to know what is going on inside of this universe now, because they've set up something really, really awesome. And they did exactly what The Last Jedi failed to do, was they subverted your expectations in a pleasing way that was actually entertaining and fun.
Yeah. And
then left the movie in a way where you're excited to see where it goes next. I couldn't care less about where Star Wars goes next, because what the hell is going to happen? I don't know, and I don't care.
Their trailers kind of look like shit.
What?
Star Wars
new Star
trailers.
Wars. Just,
I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars so much. And that's why I hate it so much.
Well, so I know we're going off on a completely different thing now, but like when you look at Star Wars trailers now, like the reason why Star Wars movies were so good back in the day, or were so like praised back in the day. I know because I don't know if you love or hate Star Wars. You're always back and forth.
I love Star Wars.
Okay,
but
you know how like the universe was sprawling back in the day.
People love the originals, yeah.
Yeah, and now
Everyone
you go
loves
into these really tight, like isolated stories that are really they're shot different. I don't know if they're shot digitally now or something, but they look different, and it doesn't fit. It just doesn't scream Star Wars for me. I just don't like it.
They're trying to do what Marvel's doing, and they're trying to create this universe, and they're failing because all of these movies seem so radically different. Yeah, that's something that Marvel's been able to do a good job. And even though these movies have different themes, these movies have different energies and different styles. Yeah. They all feel like they do exist, and they cross over and they coincide with one another. That's what Marvel does well, because every time I see a Marvel movie, I'm just like, oh yeah, I can totally see Tony Stark just walking. I don't know if it's the color palette or if it's the shooting style or whatever. They feel connected to me. Right. Star Wars movies don't feel connected to me. Right. The DC movies don't feel connected to me. Any of these other movies that are trying to do what Marvel's doing, they don't feel connected, and that goes for Star Wars. Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, literally like the next one in the trilogy, they feel like completely different movies to me. Yeah, yeah. They don't feel like they're from the same.
You know why? Because like Kevin Feige is literally the producer on every single one since Phase 1 to Phase 3.
Yeah, Kevin Feige has done...
Feige, yeah. Feige, all right.
He's done such an amazing job.
Every movie.
Yeah.
That's why. They have people who cross every movie that is the glue that holds them together, where I don't think like DC... I mean, DC made... whatever.
I mean, Star Wars is just saying
Superman.
JJ, we're going to give this one to you. And JJ has this great vision. And then he makes it. And then they're just like, all right, Rian Johnson, what's your vision? He's like, well, I don't care what your vision was. I'm going to do my vision. And it's like, whether it's good or bad, it doesn't matter. It does not work with someone else's vision, because you took it and made it your own. Right. Making it your own would be great, but save that for anthology movies. Right. Like, you need things to have rhythm throughout your trilogy, or else it feels disjointed and disconnected, and it doesn't hit you as hard as it should hit you.
Right.
Trilogy.
Well,
Marvel's in phases at this point.
Yeah.
Marvel's definitely doing it right, because coming into this movie, like I said, I've seen basically nothing. I just know vaguely the storylines.
Let's do a marathon. 12 hours.
19
that would be pretty awesome.
movies.
I know. It'd be so awesome.
38 hours.
Should skip Iron Man 3.
It's actually not that much.
Dude, I think Iron Man 3 is a
day and a half
straight.
I hated that
you're
movie.
Right. No.
I don't like the whole like I'm anxious enough
anything
as
that
a
much.
person. Like, I don't like seeing Tony Stark anxious.
That
makes me anxious.
Let's not even talk about it, because I actually want you guys to see it. But you guys need to. I would say, okay, top Marvel movies. I think this is amazing. I think the first Avengers is amazing.
Yep.
Original Iron Man, amazing. Captain America: Winter Soldier is probably like up there in my favorites. Civil War, incredible. As far as like spectacle and the way they were able to weave things in and out, like it was so great. Guardians 1. Loved Guardians 1. I thought that list is such crap.
I hate that list.
So this has Infinity War is number 1. Sure. Spider-Man Homecoming, overrated movie. Captain America Civil War, hell yeah. Ragnarok, awesome. Winter Soldier, yes. Guardians 2, meh. Avengers, yes. Guardians Galaxy 1, yes. Should be higher up on the list. Avengers should be higher up on the list. Iron Man should be higher up on the list. Black Panther, I know I'm in the minority here. Did not enjoy Black Panther that much. I found it incredibly aggravating. Doctor Strange, Ant-Man, I can see them as just kind of like the mediocre whatever. Iron Man 2, it wasn't everyone's favorite. Age of Ultron, I think it deserves to be higher, but it wasn't that great. The first Avenger, I thought the first Avenger was an underrated movie. I thought it was actually pretty good, except for, Red Skull looking really stupid.
It's my big
Iron Man 3, super underrated movie in my eyes.
I mean, Iron Man 2 was probably worse. I'd say.
Yeah.
How do you
fun
feel
twists.
both Thor and the Dark World being dead last?
The Dark World, I understand why people don't like the Dark World. There was some cool stuff in there, but for the most part, it was kind of a snooze fest. But the first Thor movie, I thought was fine.
I hated that. Like the little like Inferno guy who do you know his actual name?
He shot a beam out of his face.
Is his name literally like Furnace or something?
Furnace?
I think so.
I don't know. It's getting hot in here.
It was just that guy in like this Wild West town. I think Thor was actually in a flannel shirt, and I was like,
he was.
What is happening? This is so dumb right now.
What I liked the Asgard stuff. I liked the Asgard stuff. The Asgard stuff was fun. Like,
see, I don't even remember the Asgard stuff.
Because it wasn't there a lot because he went right to the... Well, that's what happened with Thor Ragnarok, because then their budget got bigger. And they were like, we can afford to make huge, crazy space things the entire time. Before, they go in Asgard, and it's really, really fun. But then, it isn't, because they go to boring Earth. Yeah. But then Thor 2, I'll give it. Thor 2 had redeeming qualities when it had like this thing where Thor was all around and be like, this is the plan. And then as he's explaining the plan, you see it executed. That was fun.
I'm going to be very real with you right now.
We have got to cut this short.
We got to move it on. So I think our viewers will really like this, though. Where should someone start if they haven't started in the cinematic universe at all, and maybe they've seen Infinity War, maybe they haven't. If they're watching this, obviously they've probably seen Infinity War. Where should they start?
Iron Man 1 from 2008. Start there and work your way forward of every... I mean, or don't. Because you'll enjoy it either way. Like, people are like, you gotta see a couple... No, go enjoy the spectacle, laugh, and see some really cool action.
Sounds like, at least from what I've gathered from this podcast, we definitely, those of us that haven't seen Ragnarok should probably see Thor Ragnarok. Because it sounds like that answers a couple questions to Infinity War.
Yeah.
Directly.
Yeah.
It's the closest to Infinity War in terms of time.
Because there are callbacks to obviously Spider-Man, obviously Guardians, of course, and obviously Black Panther, but you're literally saying like where Ragnarok ends, this begins, and like that might be important.
I feel like if you don't see Black Panther before you see this, you'd be a little bit lost because Black Panther's not, like you said, it's not like it was never. And maybe it's just because, Black Panther's wasn't really heavily publicized back then, but like a large part of that Infinity War was in Wakanda, and it could be definitely perceived as random if you don't know who Black Panther is.
True, I didn't see Black Panther. I might be one of the few of you that... I'm the only one that didn't see Black Panther, and I didn't get anything.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't understand why his sister was so smart, and... Like, I got the humor and the quips.
She's just
She
smart.
just is.
She's
okay.
just smart.
Like, their universe in Wakanda, I didn't fully understand. That's my own fault for just never caring about seeing this movie until maybe right now. Now, I think Avengers, like, really Infinity War dragged me back to actually, like, wanting to see the MCU again and understanding the lore of it. Because, like, I really did not care about MCU before this movie.
Do we want to do, like, a quick, like... final review, Infinity War, what we thought of it. Just, I don't know if we grade it. We can give it a grade.
Yeah, let's grade it. We'll do our typical review-ish thing, but so this was a discussion.
We grade A to F, like school grades.
Well,
A plus to F, I guess.
Let's say...
F minus. No. Traffic, F minus.
I'm going to give it an A minus, only because there's, like, a few gripes. But also, if Thanos is a whole raisin, I would give it 8 raisins out of Thanos.
All right. 8 raisins out of Thanos. I love it. Okay. Evan, what'd you think?
I'm going to give it an A. I usually grade on number system, so I gave it a 10 out of 10. But if I'm going down to that, I can't give it an A+, because A+ to me means absolutely polished perfect. But A, for me, having not seen any of... much of the cinematic universe at all, but now I'm going to go watch it because I loved Infinity War.
I feel like I'd give it an A+ and then think about it more and then cross it out and give it an A. You know what I mean? Just in terms of this movie delivered for me. I love the characters. I've been following this universe since I was 16 years old, or 15 years old rather, and the characters, the comic books, like the reason why I love these heroes is exemplified inside of this movie. And they deliver for casual fans, they deliver for diehard fans. There's something for everybody in this movie. Whether you're a kid, whether you're an adult, whether you're a man-child like myself, no matter the reason you're going to see this movie, whether it's because your little nephew wants to see it or because you just love comic books, you're gonna enjoy this. And you know what? No, screw it. I need to give this an A+ because this has never been done before in cinematic history. Not only has this never been done in cinematic history, but it's never been done, and they did it damn well. Like, if you were going to sit there and tell me before this universe even existed that there were going to be 18 movies that all interconnected with each other, that are all good quality... Marvel's never put out a film that's been garbage. In the MCU, I'm talking garbage. They've never gone Batman v Superman on us. They've never gone Suicide Squad on us.
They've always been pretty reliable.
They've always been Marvel puts out quality content. Yeah. Some's been really, really good. Some's been mediocre, but it's always quality movies. Yeah. And they deliver. And then if you were going to tell me there was going to be a 2.5-hour crossover event with 76 characters that managed to be funny, emotionally heavy, literally entertaining, with great special effects, great acting performances, nods to comic books, and all of this stuff, and quench every thirst of nerd that you have inside of you while still being good for the casual fan. Everyone would have told you that's not possible. And have it be cohesive and followable and just... It's insane. It's quite the achievement. I can't praise Marvel enough. You guys are doing a great job, and you're making everyone else look really, really bad. Everyone is trying to copy you, and no one's been able to do it. A+ from me, guys. Because I matter, I guess. All right, Justin.
So, unlike you guys, I have much surface-level ideas about this. I'm definitely giving it an A+ right off the bat. I'm just going to give my grade. I'm giving it an A+ simply because it drew... Firstly, it's nearly 3 hours. It's like 2:40, basically. It's nearly 3 hours of never letting off the gas and leaving me going like, man, should I go pee? Never had that feeling. And it drew me into like wanting to see more of every other Marvel movie. And I will definitely be there in 2019 for the second half of this, because how dare you kill everyone, nearly everyone. You did me dirty. But yeah, I'll definitely come back to revisiting all of these movies at some point. Not 36 hours in one sitting. I don't have enough Coke for that. I don't do Coke, which is why I don't have enough Coke for that.
I thought you were talking about Coca-Cola. Sugar Rush.
Sugar Rush?
Yeah, Coca-Cola.
For 36 hours of movies?
Yeah.
Let's just do math.
All right.
No, kidding.
There it is.
As professional movie critics, we condone
math. Only in the Marvel Cinematic
If it pays the bills.
Yeah. The meth CU. I'm sorry, these bad jokes are just
the
meth CU.
Well.
Yeah. All right, guys. That's going to do it for us. I don't even know what we're doing next, but it's definitely going to be something. I hope you enjoyed this 2-hour review or discussion of this movie. And we want to know what you think of Infinity War. So if you have any comments that may completely disagree with ours, or maybe you agree with us, let us know in the comments, because people got a lot of things to say about this movie. So thanks, and we'll catch you guys next time.